the House passed a bill about protecting women's sports. But before I go into the passage of that bill, I'm going to share this with you. This is absolutely priceless. Absolutely priceless. It's one of our fools. Let me go. Actually, okay. It is AOC, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat, New York. And this is her speech. She expressed, this is Real Clear Politics, the way they put it, expressed her displeasure with the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act in a speech on the House floor. This was yesterday, okay? So let me share it with you. Let me play it. Hold on. I'm with you. Look how fast I am today. I'm like a rock star. I'm a rock star. By the way, look at my shirt. You know, can I tell you something before I start? You see this shirt? I was concerned about wearing this shirt because it has like a little bit of, I'm confessing this. I'm weak, you know, it has like a little bit of rainbow theme here. And I'm thinking, I don't want anything. And I'm thinking, who gave that permission to take over the rainbow? The beautiful rainbow that's on every preschool wall and kids are drawing rainbows. The original sign of God's covenant with the world and the new beginnings. You know, redeem the rainbow. I like that. Don't steal that from me. Redeem the rainbow. We need the rainbow back. The rainbow is something we should all be proud to wear. I shouldn't have to put on a shirt and be like, well, they might see the rainbow. Who cares? The rainbow is awesome. Give me my rainbow back. But what's so interesting about the rainbow, they had to keep adding different colors because of all the, the psychotic nature of the whole thing. And now it's like a really motley, ugly flag. I saw that I was up in Massachusetts the other day and I was walking by a store and I saw one of the, I guess it's the one with all the, and it's really an ugly flag. It's no longer the rainbow. In a sense, God redeemed his own rainbow anyway, because he's like, just keep adding colors and shades and you'll destroy, and it doesn't even resemble a rainbow anymore. But I want the rainbow back. The rainbow is a covenant from God who made them man and woman and become one flesh and reproduce and have children. Back to the theme. And fathers raise their kids. Compassion, of course. Patience, yes. But firm and steadfast in the truth. Like Joshua, right after Moses, Joshua. Right? Firm and steadfast in the truth. All right, here we go. I'm sharing AOC. Make sure you got it. Yeah, you got it. Okay, you got it. All right. This is cool. My mouse. Trouble with my mouse. All right, let me make it big. All right, let me play. Listen to this nutcase.
2 minutes to the gentlewoman from New York, Representative Ocasio-Cortez.
Here she is. Look at her.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair, Madam Ranking Member. Here we are today.
Hold on a second. I have to. Should she call her madam? Isn't that sexist? Is her pronoun madam? I don't know. I mean, if you're going to play this game, let's really play the game. She just called her madam. And by the way, watch the guy behind her. Watch his facial expressions. It's fantastic. This is what you get at the Howie Hain Show. You get in depth. You get the guy behind her is where they're, look at that smirk. Look at that smirk on his face. And he should be smirking. I'd be smirking. I think I'd have to laugh out loud. I'm going to laugh out loud now. Go.
Republicans who have voted consistently against the Violence Against Women Act, who have taken away the right of all women to choose and have control over their own.
Lie. Voted to take away the right of all women to have choice over their bodies. What? When? When did they do that? The Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Okay. Returning the decision to the states. It was a Supreme Court decision. Overturned to the states. Many states that we would have thought would have maybe banned abortion have made it legal. The House and the senators did not ban abortion, and nor are they looking to. It was returned to the states. She can't speak 25 seconds without lying. Let's go.
Body, who, as women are bleeding out in parking lots across the country, standing there.
Women are bleeding out in parking lots across the country. Have you seen women bleeding? What is that? Women bleeding out in parking lots across the country. Have you been to Home Depot or Walmart recently? Have you seen all the women bleeding out? They're everywhere. It's amazing. It's almost as bad as LA. What is she talking about? If you voted for her, you live in her district, shame on you. You're a disgrace. You voted for this lady. You are a disgrace. You gotta wake up. Be like, what is going on in my life that I voted for this? Listen to what she's saying.
Allowing us to die, now want to pretend today that they care about women. And why? To open up gender and, yes, genital examinations into little girls in this country in the so-called name of attacking trans girls. And to that, today, what we have to say are two words, not today.
She has two words to say, not today.
The majority right now says there's no place in this bill that says it opens up for genital examinations. Well, here's the thing. There's no enforcement mechanism in this bill.
All right. Listen, this whole idea that only biological men can compete in girl sports, and she said they're going to have physical examinations. Listen, when a child is born at the hospital, they're determined, boy or girl, female or male. That birth certificate determines the biological sex. I don't think anybody at that point is identifying in a different manner. What is she talking about? Everybody can go get a copy, if not the original, right? A certified copy from their county or town or city, a birth certificate like you get with your passport. Male, female, done. No examinations. If you want to if you don't have that, or you want to do it in conjunction with an XY chromosome test, there you go. Done deal. What is she talking about? You know who has to have an examination of genitalia? How about the poor people that are the poor women that are in the women's locker room? And this guy walks in and he's going to shower and walk around naked, which he could, because he's a woman, because he identifies that way. That's an examination? That's an examination of an insane person. This is what's so cool is like, let them keep talking. She still doesn't get it. But we have to listen. We have to listen because we can't argue with her. Like Rush used to say, you argue with an insane person, you sound insane. I'm just pointing out the comic nature, the insanity, the lies. Right? So clear. Birth certificate. People aren't identified unless the parent, the child, infant, male or female, on the certificate. You get, like a USATF, USA track and field. You have to submit when you register a child for events and you give them membership. You have to submit a birth certificate to determine age, because people lie and they'll compete in a different category, and gender. I mean, I don't know if that's still the case. That's the case it was when, maybe, I guess 6-7 years ago when I had to register my child. And, so what's so difficult? This is all fabricated.
When there is no enforcement mechanism, you open the door to every enforcement mechanism.
There is an enforcement mechanism. I just said it. There's two. One is really simple.
Trans girls are girls. And
trans girls are not girls.
For all the folks that are so concerned, thank you for your concern about women for the first time that I've seen.
Concern for women for the first time. So everyone who is for this bill doesn't have any concern, has not had any concern up to this moment for their wives, daughters, mothers, grandmothers, neighbors, women on the street. They don't have any concern. It's so bombastic. It's so ludicrous. Look at the guy behind her. Look at him laughing. It's fantastic. She's an utter fool. An utter fool.
I don't know about y'all. I don't know who's been to gym class.
I don't know about y'all. Isn't she from the Bronx?
Lately, but girls, even if you only believe in two genders, I've played co-ed sports all the time.
Have you been to gym class? I've played co-ed. Yeah, so does that mean What? They're not mutually exclusive or exhaustive. I mean, you can play together, but we know what we're talking about. You're going to take the best male wrestler and the best female. Come on. Even Serena Williams says she can't even think about playing a professional male. She called it two different sports. Serena Williams, who would destroy most men, but when it comes to top men versus top women, sorry. Look at the times in track. Sorry, and long jump and foot. Sorry. Any serious woman athlete says this. Sorry. I'm an old guy, and I'm sure I can bench press probably, and I'm not very strong anymore. I could probably bench press a lot more than the strongest women. And that's not a boast. It's just that there's a reality. That's just there's a male and female anatomy that takes place here. And when I say about the bench press, I don't know what women bench press. You know my point. Elite level athletes in any sport, male versus female, the results are different. So it's the fact that she plays some co-ed sports all the time. What a stupid, ludicrous point.
But what this also opens the door for is for women to try to perform a very specific kind of femininity for the very kind of men who are drafting this bill, and to open up questioning of who is a woman because of how we look, how we present ourselves, and yes, what we choose to do with our bodies.
All right, straw man argument. She's going to pretend. She's going to pretend that this is really about men, these conservative guys trying to force women to act a certain way. In other words, like Leave It to Beaver in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant, wear a dress. No! Who's saying any of that? By the way, I coach girls' sports, female sports, women's sports. I love them. I love women's sports. It's awesome. There's nothing better than a really strong female athlete. It's great. And I don't care how they dress. It does purple. Who cares? This is the opposite of what she's saying. It's protecting the right to be a woman at the most basic level, and then go express yourself any way you want. It's the opposite. It's saying that no, what is a woman is a woman. That's it. You're defining woman by actually what a woman is. Biologically, born, oh, girl, oh, boy. Congrats. You don't want to put up pink? Fine, don't put pink. You don't want to put blue up for the boy? Don't put blue up. You don't want to draw a stick figure with a triangle as a dress? Don't. You don't want, okay. You want to dress like a man, or whatever that means, you dress like okay. Doesn't change who you are and what you are physically. And at the lowest chromosomal level. I'm going to end this. This is let's see what else other idiotic things she has to say in the last. Let's see how dumb she can be in the next 21 seconds.
I know who loves this bill.
Oh, here.
Yes, bigoted folks love this bill.
I know who love this bill. Bigoted folks. She's calling you a bigot. She's calling you a bigot. I have had my child have to compete against men in, they call it non-binary category, female and non-binary, male and non-binary. The non-binary means the biological male at birth, boy, who decides he's a girl, can now compete. Okay, I've had it. I have witnessed this in my own life. Is that bigoted? It's called sane. It's called sane.
Assaulters love this bill.
Assaulters love this bill. What a disgrace and insult to human beings.
Also, CEOs love this bill.
CEOs.
Because Los Angeles is on fire right now. And this is the number one priority this majority has.
What does that even mean? CEOs love this bill because California is on fire? All right, I'm going to stop sharing that. That was something. What a way to start, huh? We're 19 minutes in. I don't have much time left, but I had to go. Let's just go right to the bill, though. What did pass? Okay, let's report on some news. Good news. It's good news, man. This is NBC. Let me think. Okay, am I sharing? Yeah, we're good. Okay, here we go. NBC News. House passes bill to ban transgender student athletes from women's sports. This is NBC. Okay, let's see what they say. The measure, which only 2 House Democrats supported, amazing, heads to the Senate. This is from January 14th, yesterday, 6:14 p.m. So it's, it's right within about 12 hours, 13 hours ago, 14 hours, whatever. The House passed, this is by Kyle Stewart, Shnida Ashkar, and Zoe Richards. The House passed legislation Tuesday that would ban transgender athletes from participating in women's and girls' sports at schools and institutions receiving federal funds. Okay. The bill, which would also amend federal law to say, quote, sex shall be recognized based solely on a person's reproductive biology and genetics at birth, close quote, was approved largely along party lines in a 218 to 206 vote. If you're a Democrat, can you believe this? Only 2 Democrats voted for this? That sex shall be recognized based solely on a person's reproductive biology and genetics at birth. Baby born. Oh, it's a boy. Baby born. Oh, it's a girl. That's it. That's the only limitation. That's it. There's no limitation. That's the reality. 2 Democrats don't get it. We wanted a good I always say we want a good opposition party. You want a good competitor. They're pathetic. They're still not getting it. Only 2 Democrats voted for the measure, Henry Soler and Vincent Gonzalez. Representative Don Davis voted present, and no Republicans opposed the measure. The bill now heads to the Senate. This is Representative Greg Steube from Florida, who sponsored the legislation, said it was aimed at protecting women's sports. Quote, the distinction between men and women is clear and evident. Can you believe we even have to say these things? And the erasure of this division has been promulgated by those in the radical left, who seek to dismantle the core foundation of our society. It's a judgment call, but I tend to agree with him. Steube said on the House floor before the vote, we must never let our country and the American way of life surrender to this immoral ideology. Amen. Representative Lori Traham, Massachusetts, the only woman in Congress who played Division I college sports, said Republicans were using the measure to inject themselves into decisions they have no business making. What? Oh, yeah. And she's the only woman who played Division I college sports. I have long placed my trust in the governing bodies of sports, the experts who have dedicated their lives to these games to create fair and responsible rules for participation. Listen, we watched I don't know if it was the chairman or the president, I forget his title, of the NCAA. We talked about it on the show, and he defended the decision by NCAA to allow men to use women's locker rooms and bathrooms. So when you make those I'm sorry, man, something bigger has to step in. Talk about rights. These are civil rights. This is the right of a human. A female should be able to go to the bathroom without a man entering, be in the locker room without a man entering, to be able to participate in a sport. And I think what the Attorney General of Texas did was really smart. He's suing them for, I'm paraphrasing and I'm using my own words basically it's false advertising that you're saying here's a women's basketball game and there could be a man playing. So the ticket holder's actually not getting what they paid for. And also, they're putting the burden on the spectator to wonder which one is them. They should be identified. We've gone over this. They should be identified. Why should the audience and the spectators they have to wonder which one's the guy? Which one's the guy? Is that a guy? That's not fair. Okay. By the way, you see this language she used here, Lori Trahan. She said, "I long placed my trust in the government bodies of sports, the experts." They love the word experts. Watch out for experts. That is a bureaucratic. That is a word that they use to take control from people. I mean, of course, we have experts, and we should have experts, and we should consult experts. But the idea that you hand over decisions to experts, it's like the COVID thing, right? It's not the experts. There's the other factors. There's the faith life and the education life, and you don't just hand it over to the experts. You get the experts' opinions on that specific the area that they are an expert in. You put it into the general pool of information, and you make a decision based on that. You don't hand over the complete protocol for the U.S. government to address COVID based on just the experts in the medical field. You have to consider education and social and the personal liberties and freedom of speech and education and faith life. And you get experts from each of them. You put them together. Like I always use the sauce analogy. You're putting all kinds of things in, and then you simmer and you taste. And the decision is a result of all the experts. That's smart human being. But this idea, trust the experts. No. You utilize what the expert can provide in that specific area, and you add that to the soup. And then you taste the soup and you make a decision based on your conscience that brings all these factors together. That's what an intelligent participant does. It's critical thinking. Watch that word. All right. So that's our news. Let's see what the Senate does, and we'll follow that. But hey, it's a step in the right direction.